For Mike McDaniel, who finishes 35-33 in the regular season, 0-2 in the playoffs, which puts him exactly at 35-35 in 70 games with the Dolphins, he now moves on. The Browns are interested in hiring him as head coach, one of many candidates there. The Lions reached out to possibly make him their offensive coordinator, which I think is a pretty damn interesting potential connection, given what he could do with Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, yep. I don't know that Jared Goff can do all the stuff that Tua did, because Tua's superpower was running that offense when the play that was called worked, when things were clicking. Tua ran that offense to perfection. There's going to be some adjustment that McDaniel has to make to Goff. There'd be some adjustment Goff would have to make to McDaniel. But if there isn't an immediate head coaching opportunity for Mike McDaniel, that possible connection and that contrast in styles and approaches between Dan Campbell and Mike McDaniel, that would make the Lions even more interesting than they already are.
Yeah, I think that could work. And you said there would be an adjustment from McDaniel to Tua, from working with Tua to working with Jared Goff. Well, Jared Goff's a better quarterback, and Jared Goff already does a lot of when their offense was working, a lot of play action fakes and a lot of misdirection. He's just as mobile as Tua. I mean, neither guy is really. I mean, they could run a little bit, but I think Goff is a little bit more athletic than Tua. So I think it would be I think that would be a good fit for McDaniel. He would be. I wouldn't have a problem bringing him in as an offensive coordinator right now. Another head coaching spot, not sure about that, but OC for the Lions, that'd be a good one.
Not a lot of great candidates out there. I think teams are going to skew away from coaches without head coaching experience. The fact that McDaniel is available and 8 jobs are open right now, I think does give him a little more lift. And also, if other owners acknowledge that one of the reasons why it didn't work for McDaniel in Miami is because of ownership. That's the Kevin Stefanski conundrum. People are like, why does anyone want to interview Kevin Stefanski? Well, he was 2-time coach of the year for a team that can't get out of its own way. And he took the fall for the Deshaun Watson debacle. How did we expect the Browns to be competitive when they gave up 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, $230 million fully guaranteed, and got nothing out of Deshaun Watson? And they attracted Joe Flacco off of his couch in November of 2023 to propel a playoff run. Like, we need to look past the thing that got the guy fired and understand why he was the scapegoat, why he was the one that took the fall. And maybe there is something there. And maybe if you put him in a non-dysfunctional team, but I'm sorry, we're not supposed to call the Browns dysfunctional. But if we put him in a team that isn't dysfunctional, maybe he'll thrive. Those are all factors to consider. And for Stefanski, the biggest factor is I better be careful where I go next. You don't want to make the Eric Mangini mistake or the Adam Gase mistake, where you allow yourself to boomerang to the first team that offers you a job. We go straight there, and you realize, oh no. Just like Mangini to the Browns after he was fired by the Jets, and Gase to the Jets after he was fired by the Dolphins. Because if it fails there, you're done. You're just done. No one is going to give you the benefit of the doubt twice. That, well, it must have been a dysfunctional team. You're just done. Mangini's never been back. Gase has never been back. That's the risk that Stefanski's going to take. If he just feels like, I need to and this is human nature. I took a blow to my ego here. I'm going to show Jimmy Haslam. Somebody else is going to hire me right away. Oh, wait, it's a bad team. And 3 years from now, I'm gone and never to be heard from again. That's the risk of taking that second job. All right, real quickly, I know we got a break, and I know I end up saying that every Friday. Give me your number 1 to 10. How desirable you believe the Dolphins' job is, with 10 being the highest and 1 being Stephen Ross is the owner.
To be fair, 3.5. 3.5. Bad ownership. Good location. That matters for free agents. It's Florida, it's South Florida. Think about how players think. State income tax, not a problem. So that factors into it. And I'm looking at the quarterback situation. I'm stuck for 2026, but I feel like there's going to be some flexibility after that. So I got to deal with a year where I have to get things in order, maybe 2027. If I get a nice, strong 5-year contract, 4 to 5 year contract, I can figure it out. So I'd say about a 3.5. What do you say?
I'd say about 3, maybe 2. Look, the quarterback situation, I believe, is going to be an anchor for 2 years. $99 million in cap charges for Tua that will be divided over 26 and 27. They come out of it in 28. How do I feel about Quinn Ewers? Because I think what they'd like to do, and I think this is one of the reasons why Stephen Ross was toying with the idea of keeping Mike McDaniel, to the extent that McDaniel has coached Quinn Ewers to a point where Ross likes him. I did hear that before the season end. Ross really likes Quinn Ewers. And the reality is, if I'm going to have $99 million that's going to be tied up in cap dollars and $54 million in cash in 26 on the guy that we never should have signed to the second contract, I balance that out with a 7th-round contract that pays peanuts to Quinn Ewers relative to what other quarterbacks make, and I can't, by rule, even consider giving him a second contract until after the 2027 season. That's a good situation to be in if you like Quinn Ewers. I think that's part of it as well. So, regardless, the jobs that come open are typically bad. The good jobs don't become open. The coaches don't walk away. The one guy who I believe truly walked away with no plan to ever coach again while he still had plenty of gas in the tank was Tony Dungy. That's it. What about Bruce Arians? I think he was pushed. What about Bill Cowher? I think he recognized the Steelers are never going to pay him market value, so he's going to go to TV for a little while and then come back and just never did. Tony Dungy is the one guy, and John Madden. John Madden as well. He was burned out after 9 years, and then he pivots to TV, and the rest is history. Not many, in the grand scheme of things, have ever chosen to walk away from a good job and a good spot while they still had plenty of coaching left if they wanted to do it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.